wrong way. I'm looking for the truth, screaming from the roof. Here comes the blizzard full of facts from the wizard. Tell me if you heard, that's the wizard's word. You listen and subscribe, got the perfect vibe. It's going worldwide, that's the wizard's words. Say that again, that's the wizard's words. Say that again, that's the wizard's words. Every single day, it's always the wrong way. I'm looking for the truth, screaming from the roof. Here comes the blizzard full of facts from the wizard. Tell me if you heard, that's the wizard's words. Every single day, it's always the wrong way. I'm looking for the truth, screaming from the roof. Here comes the blizzard full of facts from the wizard. Tell me if you heard, that's the wizard's words.
Buongiorno. Hello, how are you? Here we are on a glorious Wednesday, and we are live. We are live on a Wednesday with a wizard. So yeah, happy days. Hope you got your brew. I had to run and get mine. Don't know where time went, but I'm here and I'm ready. And in today's video, we shall look at the first ever video of an interview with Kate and Jerry McCann. I've seen bits of it, if my mind serves me correctly. So I thought, yeah, we can all watch it together, why not? And then you can actually point me out if I'm missing stuff. We can always speed it up, slow it down, whatever. I think it's about 10 minutes, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So make sure you got your copies. Jump in the comments. Do not be afraid to have your say, whatever it may be. Grab your brew. Not sponsored by. They're obviously not seeing my videos. How dare they? But look, I can't even. I should put it somewhere so they take the hint that whatever. But I hope you're all well. And have you seen interviews with Kate and Jerry? Because I've seen a fair few. This one, I swear, I saw it a while back, saw bits and bobs, but I've never watched the whole thing, and I've never sat and actually analysed it. So, we're going to have to do that, aren't we? That's the way we do it. So it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Oh, there they are. 25th of May, 2007. Well, that's going back some, isn't it? 18 years. But the first interviews are normally sort of the better ones because they're not got used to it. It's more raw. What they say, what they do. They can be caught out quite easily. They haven't had long to think about anything. So, be wizard, stay wizard. But what's this for? Minimal. Try a few different things. Bubble. Is a bubble. Classic. That's huge. That looks nice, doesn't it? Nice little wizard. We'll go with that. But yeah, if you've seen it before, let me know. What did you think of it? And if not, obviously we'll watch it together. See if we can spot anything. Keep an eye on their faces. See what's said. See how it's said. Like I said, I think it's about 10 minutes, this interview. But obviously, it's going to be a bit longer than that. If we're going to keep stopping it. We're going to have to keep stopping it, aren't we? But if you see anything, put it in the comments. I will keep an eye because obviously you may see certain tells or pick someone up that I miss. I mean, like I say, I've always said I'm self-taught, non-professional. But I think I'm quite good. I'm average. But let's see what you think, what you say, what you see. Let me know in the comments. So let's be wizard, shall we? And see what this interview tells us.
Jerry and Kate, thanks very much indeed for talking to us. I'd like to begin by taking you.
The quality of this picture is nothing to do with me. This is the actual video. Don't forget, it's what, 2007, and here we are in 2025. 18 years later. So sometimes it can screw you up when you're trying to look at like micro expressions. So we might all miss certain things, but we can only go with what we've got. But let me know in the comments.
You back to the events of May the 3rd on that evening. Tell us how you discovered that Madeleine had gone.
As I think people are aware, we were checking regularly on
Straight away they got, you see the big breaths.
the children, and it was during one of my checks that I discovered she'd gone. I mean, I can't really go into any details about that, but
So straight away, oh, my daughter's missing, but I can't go into details about it. No, I can't. No, I mean, it's vitally important, anything and everything you can say, but I can't go into details about it. Who says that? Oh, my son or daughter's gone missing, but I can't talk about it. I mean, that's straight off the bat. What a weird thing to say, especially being a mother, because we'll go back and listen to that little bit again, because it's just...
And it was during one of my checks that I discovered she'd gone. I mean, I can't really go into any details about that, but
why not?
I'm sure any parent will realise how that felt.
Did the panic set in immediately?
It's not how it felt, it's the fact you're not giving us any information.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is a resort that offers childcare facilities, babysitting facilities. Why then were the 3 young children left alone in the apartment while you were having a meal?
I mean, I think if you...
She really didn't like that. She didn't want to answer it at all. Look, she's even looking to the left like... No, it's had the pause. Neither of them actually wanted to answer that one. That's facts. They just obviously a little bit uncomfortable with the fact that they did indeed leave their kids unattended. Good day, Code Red. Hope you're well. It seems strange, like, for the distance they were, and that they weren't ever sort of charged with anything to do with neglect. That seemed very strange. Exactly. They were, and I think they know they were. They tried to get away with something while they were on holiday, didn't they? A little sneaky, like leave them there, we'll go out. It's all about us. As long as we can eat and drink and socialise. And the silence there, and look at the way she's looking. I just look to the floor. I mean, yeah, that in itself. I mean, it's strange because like I've seen it said, if it was anyone else, not quite their stature in life. If it's Tom, Dick, or Harry, and they live in a caravan or council house, boom, they would have been on it like big time. Yeah, CPS would have taken my kids if I did that. Exactly. I mean, double standards. It seems a bit strange. But obviously, I don't know if the UK police or Metropolitan Police have any grounds that they could do anything. Whereas in Portugal, maybe they could have. I don't know. But do you think it may be a case there, like, they're a bit silent about it, and the Portuguese police were like, wow, their daughter's gone. So what's the point? They know they're wrong. They're going to live this sentence for the rest of their life. I don't know, but they should have done something, or even openly said, like, we can see that there is parental neglect, but due to the circumstances, the Portuguese police will not be pressing charges. That would have made sense, because at least they could acknowledged. But it's weird how they were both so silent then. And then, like now, Joe's literally just started to talk. Kate's looking to her left with her head slightly tilted.
You know the location here.
See, look, it's looking down and all that.
Which you've seen.
Look, blink.
What we did.
He's blinking. What we did.
And then we've been reassured by the fact in the thousands of messages.
We've been reassured. So he's basically saying, like, what he's saying, you have to go with it. They've been reassured. So don't say anything any other which way, left or right. Do you know what I mean? And sadly, yes, Code Red. That's always got something to do with it. Always, isn't it? The money. the money, which I think's shocking. But, you know, listen to Jerry say how they've been reassured that.
I mean, I think if you know the
Look at
location
Kate
here, which you've seen,
blinking
what
there.
we did, I think, and then we've been reassured by the fact
Head, the frown, head, yeah.
in the thousands of messages from people who've either done exactly the same.
So they're trying to say, like, other people have done it, we've done it, it's no different, it's not neglect. He's more like deflecting there, isn't he?
Or say they would have done the same. And
see that. Let's go back. Let's slow it down like 30 seconds. I'm not going to do it all the way through because obviously you'll fall asleep with me talking like this. But put it on 0.5. Watch his cheeks and his nose.
Either done exactly the same or said they would have done the same. And
there, see that little disgust. Well, I'll put it back to normal speed, but that's what you can do, like in your own time, like slow things down like that. If you feel like you're going to miss any little sort of micro expression, then your best bet is to slow it down a lot. I put it on 0.5, even 0.25 if you're on your own and you watch them ever so slightly. You can see every little bit on their cheeks and the nose or on the mouth, like when the mouth's up, down, or whatever. You can see it all. But yeah, a bit of disgust there from Jerry.
For us, it wasn't very much different to having dinner in your garden and the proximity of the location.
It was nothing like being in your garden. Absolutely nothing like being in your garden in any shape or form. That would have been kidnapper's jackpot, right? Yes. Bonjour, Kate. Hope you are well. You haven't missed much, so it's all good. It took me a while. I did start a bit late. I forgot my coffee. How dare I? But yeah, we're going through. This is the first ever interview, as you can see, the 25th of May 2007. So we're having a look, looking at the disgust and what's going on there with. Code Red says, "Hello, welcome, Kay. Welcome to the Wizard Fam." Where was I? The slow blinks can always sometimes be a sign of deception. But there's more going on with the rest of his speeches, shall we say?
I think it's fair to say that, the guilt that we feel, having not been there at that moment, irrespective of whether we had been in the other bedroom or not, will never leave us.
Do you blame yourselves regularly?
Certainly the first few
See that? He didn't want to. He looked down. He did not. Like, do you blame yourselves? Is it like, I've done nothing wrong, mate?
days, I think the guilt was very difficult. I think as time goes on, we feel stronger and we felt very supported from that point of view.
Is there a lesson here, you think, to other parents?
I think that's a very difficult thing to say, because if you look at it and we try to rationalise things in our head, and ultimately what is done, and we do continually look forward, but we've tried to put it into some sort of perspective for ourselves. We're in a very safe resort. If you think about the millions and millions of British families who go to the Mediterranean each year, really the chances of this happening are in the order of 100 million to 1.
I think
that's literally just, who come up with that? 100 million to 1? Not really. But yes, Kay, he's shown signs of a lot of disgust. You can see it like with his face. He's like, coming up. When you do whatever with your nose, and you can. He's got a bit of that going on. So Kate took over there, but even what she's saying, I don't know. It's just. It's like she's forcing herself to say something she didn't want to say. It's like she didn't even believe her own words.
I think at worst we were naive.
Naive, leaving your kids unattended and trying to make out that it's like leaving them in your back garden. Absolutely nothing like that. Because I could leave my kids or grandkids in my garden. They're safe as houses, fenced, everything. No one. There's no way into my back garden at all. So him trying to like play it down, like it's like being in the back garden when they're over here and then it's over here, the apartment. They're over here. It's quite a walk. It's not as if you can literally just look and like see anyone stood at your front door. You wouldn't be able to see it. So I think that claim was a little bit pushing it. And that comes from someone who's recovering from IOPS. Oh, you've had IOPS. Oh, I hope you're well. I hope you're taking plenty of vitamin C. See what I've done there? I know it makes you want to poke my eyes out, doesn't it? Trying to be funny. But I hope you're well. Oh, I hope you are recovering and you're not in too much pain. Got your ibuprofen and paracetamol. But yeah, see, even you can see it. So it goes to show, doesn't it? I'm glad I didn't miss it then. I'd make myself look rather silly.
I mean, we're very responsible parents. We love our children very much.
See, that was weird. That was weird. Let's go back. As she's talking, watch her head.
I mean, we're very responsible parents. We love our children very much.
Did you see that? I can't say I've actually noticed that before. Let's go back. She's actually saying it, but she's shaking her head to say no. Look.
I mean,
No.
we're very responsible parents. We love our children very much.
No.
And I don't think any parent could ever imagine or consider anything like this happening.
Were you aware of the big public debate
That's
that went
weird.
on in the immediate aftermath, and were you hurt by that?
Yeah, I mean,
That's mental. She's literally shaking her head, like saying, "Oh, parents, no." These people have very poor situational awareness if we believe what they are saying. Yes, very poor. I just don't get how they can say it's like being in the back garden. It's just silly. Best one I've had yet. Whee! The wizard's claim to fame. Vitamin C. It's good for your eyes. But yeah, but I do hope you're well. Hope it's nothing serious. Sort of have a little joke at your expense. You could be in like pure pain there. Sorry about that. But laughter. Laugh your way through it. That's what I say. But yes, Kate. I pray you're getting through it and you're okay and it's not painful. And my joke is funny, not insulting. Wizard puts his foot in it. Right, let's get back to the video.
I mean, no one.
It's going to get cut off there. I can't believe she's shaking her head to say one thing, but
Were
she's
you
saying
aware
no.
of the big public debate that went on in the immediate aftermath, and were you hurt by that?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, no one hurts you as much as the hurt.
Oh, she looked up then. She didn't want to be cut off. I don't think she's happy with Jerry.
That went on
Watch
in
her
the
look
immediate
up
aftermath,
as the
and were you
camera
hurt
moves over.
by that?
Look, Jerry jumps in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, no one
Try and catch it.
hurts you.
There. Oh, just missed it. Just missed it. She actually looks up. But
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, no one.
there, look. Just her eyes just starting to go up.
Hurt
Oh, no, she's just looks
you
drunk.
as much as the hurt that we had. But, you know, we've tried to remain very positive in our
That's more.
as much as the hurt that we
Watch.
had.
There.
But
Did you see that? I know you saw it. You're all eagle eyes. You got better eyes than me. You know you have. But let me slow it down. Watch his face. We're going to go slowly. We slowed it down.
hurt you as much as the
Watch the
hurt
mouth.
that we had.
See that?
But, you know, we've tried to remain very positive in our out
Slow blinking. Slow blinking.
and even
There. What's that? See that? It's like, He's putting his mouth up. Right, let me put it back to proper speed. I don't want to keep doing that, getting on your nerves. But that's absolutely crazy because he's showing more there. It would take a lot to insult me. Prognosis good, thanks. Yes, promise you Don't need a shovel. Best medicine is humour. Exactly. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. But I hope you get well soon. I do hope you will get well soon. Sending wizard spells like we do. But you notice how he pulls his like what do they call that? Duper's delight, when you feel like, you know, you're saying something, you're proud of it, and we get away with it. Duper's delight, is that it?
Small levels of criticism make that hard when you're trying to do everything.
No, he's blinking a lot, like quick blinking, and like one like slow and open blink. Sometimes that can be a sign of deception.
In your power to get your daughter back.
I know you've been very supportive of the Portuguese police investigation, but is there anything that you feel could have been done better, particularly in those crucial first 24 hours when Madeleine was missing, and perhaps it was treated as a simple missing child as opposed to an abduction?
I think, you know,
slow blink.
We are not looking at what has been done,
slow blink.
And I don't think it helps at this stage to look back at what could and couldn't have been done. I think it's fair to say we expected a very British-style response that you would expect if you were in a big metropolitan city.
There's probably more going on there than we can actually see, because the quality of the actual footage isn't brilliant, and that's a shame, because you know, you can see absolute microscopic type bits and bobs. But obviously, can't go into it too much. We'll be all bloom and day, and you'll all be like, oh. But you know, the bigger stuff and the more obvious we can point out, that's not an issue.
You have to put it in context that we're in a tiny resort. But you know, that aside, the times for these lessons to be learned will be after the investigation is finished, and not now. You know, it's an ongoing investigation.
We've got lessons to learn, but not now. Your daughter's gone missing. We've got lessons to learn, but not now. You think that'd be paramount? Like, just to put your hands up and admit, like, yeah, we should not have left the kids. It seems strange.
Which has huge resources, both from Portuguese and the British. They're working very, very closely with lots of expert help. And I know there's hundreds of pieces of information continuing to come forward. And I would strongly like to emphasise we would like anyone who's been in here in the 2 weeks leading up to the abduction to come forward if they have not already done so.
Is it like come forward, shaking his head? But he's blinking a lot. I can't really see too much else on the picture.
And upload their photographs.
He is blinking a lot.
We want Madeleine back.
Chest,
and people can still influence that.
Looking back, I mean, did you see anything suspicious in the days leading up to her abduction? Did you notice anything? Have you been racking your brains to try to think whether people might have been watching?
He's looking down.
We did.
If we did, we wouldn't tell you because it may be important information, but we didn't, you know. It was such a relaxing holiday. And in fact, as a family unit, up until that night, and with the friends we were here, certainly for us, it was as good a holiday as we have had with the children, up until that point.
You have to...
Oh, he's... you saw that, I know you did.
Family unit, up until that night, and with the friends we were here, certainly for us, it was as good a holiday as we have had with the children, up until that point.
See that? He's putting... Like, he's... That weird... I think he's happy with what he's saying. He's like...
you have to keep believing that Madeleine is still going to be found alive and well.
Absolutely.
Do you ever, though, allow yourself to drift towards negative thoughts?
I think in the early days we did, and I think that's inevitable. I think any parent who's been through this does that, certainly in the first few days. We don't now. We're actually a lot stronger, a lot more hopeful now. And we have to be hopeful. It's what keeps us going and keeps us focused.
Shoulder as well, though.
And what about Sean and Annalie? What have you said to them about their big sister?
They're really good. I mean, they're at an age really where they're still quite young, and I guess it hasn't had the same impact on them as if they were a little bit older. They do talk about Madeleine. They pick up things and say Madeleine's, you know, and that's fine. But they're really good.
I think that's, you know, something that is. Many people have said to us that this is a parent's worst nightmare, and it is. It truly is, and it's as bad as you can possibly imagine. But
that no, it is end of. That's because Kate didn't look too comfortable with what she was just saying. It comes to him, and he was a bit slow to get going, and then,
you know, if all three of the children had been taken, it could have been even worse than your worst.
What a thing to say! Oh, if it was all 3 kids, it would have been worse. What? So you chop a finger off. Oh, if I chopped them all off, it would have been worse. Like, what?
Nightmare.
Stupid thing
And
to
we've
say.
got to be
Nightmare.
strong for them. You know, they're here.
But his face, like he's doing the eyebrows, his forehead, and that. It's a shame this isn't like HD
They do
quality,
bring you back
but...
to earth. And we cannot, you know, grieve. One, we did grieve, of course we grieve, but ultimately we need to be in control so that we can influence and help in any way possible. Not just Sean and Amelie, but the investigation.
And because of them,
see,
the day
then
may
it's
come when
just
you have
about
to
to do
leave
something then with his
and go
mouth
back to
or
the
no,
UK.
like
I know you've got
disgust
no
or
plans to
something.
do so at the moment, but how do you think you're going to feel
So
if that day comes and you have to go to the airport and fly back?
I can't think about that, Ian, to be honest. I can't think about going home without Madeline.
Or his eyebrows.
I notice you've got Madeline's cuddly toy with you as always.
Cuddle cat.
How did that start, and what comfort does it bring you?
Where did it come from? Or
No, how did the idea come to just have it in your hands all the time?
well, it's something that Madeline has with her every night, and if she's upset or...
Thing is though, I've never seen a parent do that. Like, I don't know what that means. I'm a bit lost on that one. Like, I've never in my life seen a mother or a father of a missing child to be holding something of theirs constantly. It seems like it's too much. Like that, you know, it's like overcompensating type action. I might be totally wrong on that. I haven't got a clue, honestly. I've never seen it before. I don't know if you've ever seen it, or... But why would you wouldn't hold something 24/7 of your child that's missing? I've never seen it before, so I don't know how to take this. Like overcompensating for, I don't know. As you can tell, I don't know.
not well, and she has Cuddle Cat, and so it provided me with a little bit of comfort. Something of Madeline close to me.
This is international.
Yeah, she's swallowing, blinking. It's good that what she's wearing. It helps you see the neck when she's swallowing.
And something of Madeline close to me.
Yeah.
This is International Missing Children's Day. I mean, I guess Madeline's had more publicity than just about every missing child in the world put together. I'm sure you're very grateful for that. Why do you think it has provoked such enormous public support, of which I don't think we've ever seen before?
I think there's a conglomeration of circumstances that have come.
It's weird. Kids do go missing all the time. Why is Madeline's like this? I don't know. It's the way the way it initially started, the way it was like thrown in the news, the way it was. I don't know, because it seems like even it's Portugal and it's like around the world, and they're British. It doesn't make sense because kids do go missing. Nola Dinkins that I posted, Amber Alert, has just gone out in America. That hasn't gone around the world. Dylan Isla, Lillian Jack Sullivan. Dylan Isla was 2020. I only found about that this year, 5 years after the fact. So why is this case different to all the other cases? That I cannot answer. So I'd like to let me know in the comments why. Saying, it was done at the beginning accordingly, is like in order to do something with the narrative or something. I don't know. Why was it such a huge
together in this situation? The fact that we're on holiday, very safe resort, recognised for that, and of course has changed in terms of information technology and the speed of response, in terms of the media coming here and us being prepared to some extent use that to try and influence the campaign. But above all else, it's touched everyone. You don't have to be a parent for this to have
some of the stuff they've done now. I mean, if it was you, you'd be like, I ain't talking to press. They can wait. Do you know what I mean? Like the police can do it, or whoever. The PR person or whatever, they can get all the details out. As a parent, I'm not going out there, stand in front of a camera and talking whatever, because you're going to be absolutely in floods of tears. The emotions are going to be constant. You're not going to be able to really talk. So you wouldn't. straight away.
Major impact on you, and I think it's also been very, very important. And some of the things which
blinking a lot
we have done and said, which we didn't realise what impact they would have, but so many thousands of people are doing small things to help us find Madeleine. Because the worst feeling was helplessness, the absolute worst, that we had no bearing on finding her. But once you start to do that, then you start to feel a bit better. And I hope we're going to look back at the end of all this and say that we have done everything in our power, but also that other people are helping in so many other ways and they feel that they are part of it.
Does it worry you that people might start to lose interest as time goes on, the media coverage diminishes inevitably?
For me, we know that the media coverage is not going to last a long time. It's lasted much longer, and we have been much more successful in driving our message out than we could ever possibly have imagined. Personally, I think it's gone beyond that at the minute, and that there is a feeling with many, many people out there that they will not allow this to happen. And we know that, and we pray that it doesn't happen again, but when it does, the speed of the next response and the template we have set will alter it. And there has been so much goodwill and humanity. It really has restored that one evil act actually has resulted in so much good.
Where do you go from here? There's talk of travelling around Europe. Have you got any firm plans as yet?
We haven't got any firm plans. We're likely to travel in a few places in Europe, but as yet, no definite plans.
I don't. The kid's gone missing. Why would you travel in Europe? What, to do news and this and that? But there's no point. The child's missing in Portugal. You stay in Portugal or you go home. I don't get why, someone said to me, oh yeah, let's start travelling around the world now. No, I'm not. Don't think so.
You've got no plans to go back to the UK for the foreseeable future?
No.
I think that everybody...
Jerry's mouth, tight lips. So... that can always be like deception type, stop yourself from saying something.
Everybody has just been incredibly impressed with you as a couple and how you've dealt with this. There was a period after a week or so where you looked as if you were almost broken, and who could not understand that? And then there seemed to be a sort of strength.
In 3 weeks, isn't it?
25th. Is that a fair point? Is that what happened and what brought that about?
I think that's definitely true, isn't it?
Certainly, at the end of that first week, there was so much emotion that we had spent.
Okay.
We actually had a period where we discussed this openly, that we felt completely devoid of emotion. And the analogy that I like to use is a bit like when we were students.
You're still doing stuff with his mouth.
Overdraft limit, and you'd gone beyond it, and there was just nothing left in the tank.
End up seeing it's not
also,
there.
I think physically and mentally were shattered. But as you gradually get more on an even keel, we started to get back into the black, and we'd also worked tirelessly behind the scenes to put support mechanisms in place, including our legal team, the response with the fund, which was really driven by offers rather than us thinking that we needed it. And once these were in place, then it helped us to focus on what we really needed to focus on.
Well, everyone who's watching, who's been following Madeleine's case over the past 3 weeks, just wishes you all the best. Thanks very much, Jerry. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's strange. It's a shame, like the quality of picture, because I can end up seeing things that aren't in there. That's the problem with that. But there's definitely like disgust and that. But was it me or like Jerry is like, there's no emotion. Even Kate, I mean, it's been 3 weeks from when they've done this. That's quite a short length of time in the space of a missing child. I mean, there must be times that when you're saying certain things where you'd feel like you've got to try and catch your emotions because you feel like you're going to cry or whatever it may be. But I don't know. Just let me know in the comments. What do you think? It's a strange interview, to be honest. But Jerry talks very genetic. genetic, very general. That's the thing when you do these off the cuff like this and live. It's you ain't got to. I don't want to keep stopping and going back and slowing it down and everything, because like end up turning an 11-minute video into like 11 hours. But the quality of the video doesn't really help. But you saw like the mouth coming back, like, you know, when you sort of get away with something, you know, that little smile. Like, I think it's Duper's Delight. Don't hold me to it. I think that's what it's called. And then like the eyes are blinking and that. Kate's similar. She takes sort of some deep breaths and I don't know, but I mean, I've seen a few others. I've got other interviews to go through and blah blah blah. But on this, like, I mean, yeah, there's questions that could be asked. There's certain signs, I would say. I mean, you might have seen them yourself. Let me know in the comments. I might have missed something, but yeah, I'll be asking, especially with the early on in the interview when we saw the signs of disgust, etc. That the way he's pulling his nose up and that, and he's pulling his mouth back. There's a bit of like the eyebrows going, and I don't know. It's something about Jerry. It just doesn't sit right there on that. But same with Kate, to be fair. But she didn't really sort of say as much, and then Jerry sort of jumped in, didn't he, and sort of took over and sort of said whatever. And it's like she had nothing else to say after that. But sometimes when they, like, especially with Jerry, when he says something, it sounds like rehearsed. Like you're talking in a weird way. Like your kid's missing, your daughter's missing. He's, I don't know. It's just very. I think the word I was looking for was like very generic. It's very, you know, like there's no emotion. And it's only been 3 weeks. I was a bit like, seems strange. So we've got a. This. Well, you have to get through the advert, obviously, but this is only about 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
How do you deal with the fact that more and more people?
So straight away, I was going to. This is what I need to ask you all. Look at Kate's arm right over there, like to Jerry. I said, like, yeah, you take it. You're taking me, taking it. I suppose that was all that. We need to sort of really look up. There's more there just in that picture. But like I say, I'm non-professional, so I mean, when I suddenly see something I haven't seen before, I need to look it up. But you may know, so you can comment and you can tell me. But it's a bit like he's holding her, like, shut up. I'm the lead.
People seem to be pointing the finger at you, saying the way you behave is not the way people would.
No, the one I've just done was the 25th of May 2007, which was about 3 weeks after. And then we got this one. I don't think it. This was 9 years ago. It was posted, obviously, but it doesn't say. Is this one? 7th of June. So like just over a month, 4 weeks. So this would be like the week after the one we just watched. That's probably why I put it in that order. But yeah, they're not new. No, they're these are the old ones. But I've learned a lot more. I did do a video before, but I deleted it because I was seeing more and more that I missed. So you just got it. Don't worry, Fred. You just got it, mate. We've gone through the first one. It's about 11-minute interview. Basically, you could see signs of disgust. And there's a lot of blinking. Some other, what was it? Kate was doing a few shrugs and looking at like her eyes here and there and deep breaths and whatever. And there was like licking the lips, like dry mouth syndrome or whatever, trying to get away with porcupines or whatever. But being that it's a first interview, it's quite raw. So there's sort of things there that you think, but being the first interview and not seeing much else, maybe there's a baseline or something there that you could sort of take, and then obviously we'll watch this one, and hopefully as we see a couple more, you can basically put it together and think, yeah, like that first one. Normally, if it's me and I'm not live, say, I'd watch 2 or 3, and being that the first one was about 11 minutes long, I'd go back to that and I think, right, let me watch it again, see what I missed. But the only problem at the moment is the quality of the first video. That's what sort of threw me. I was a bit like, I can't see enough, like the face is like pixelated and that's just where the video's so old. But even that, like I say, if I wasn't live and I was doing this, I would watch 3 or 4 videos. I would go back to it. I'd watch it again to see, just in case. I'd like speed it up, slow it down, do you know what I mean? And I'd see if I'm missing anything, and that's how I learn. Like I say, I am a non-professional, but even in the first one, when you don't even know much, just the initial, like the blink rate, I mean, it's through the roof. Jerry showing disgust, you can see that straight away, so you'll be straight sort of on your back foot. Yeah, they come as aloof. Yeah. So, you know, there's enough there in the first interview maybe that you'd sort of think, right, I need to ask some questions, let me watch a different video. I think that's where the first video comes in. So but this video, I don't even like, I do not like the way that Kate's arms right over there. That's it. But I've got to be careful, I end up looking too much into stuff, me.
Normally behave if their child is abducted, and they seem to imply that you might have something to do with it.
Kate and Jerry are both uncomfortable then.
To be honest, I don't actually think that is the case. I think that's a very small minority of people that are criticising us.
I think it was no. Basically, like all I heard, and as what we've said, it even in this chat straight away, like the child neglect aspects, everyone was saying it. It was everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Everyone was saying like child neglect, everyone. So I don't know where she got there. Just a small minority.
You know, the facts are out there. We were dining very close to the children, and we were checking on them very, very regularly.
Again, no, it was not what I would call close. Would you call it close from here to here? They couldn't see. They had to, like, you know, a couple of minutes walk. A few people had done the walk and said it takes a couple of minutes. I mean, Jerry said in the first interview, it's like having them in your back garden. It's nothing like that. It's like they're downplaying it, maybe to help with their guilt.
You know, we are very responsible parents, and we love.
Shook her head then, as if to say no. She'd done that, and the other one saying like responsible. She was like no.
On them very, very regularly.
Right.
You know, we are very responsible parents, and we love our children there so much. And I think it's only a very few people that are actually criticising us.
I have never heard before that anyone considers us suspects in this, and the Portuguese police certainly don't.
I think they did. They end up being, is it Alquido? Persons of interest. So, yeah.
And without getting into too much detail about the circumstances, we were with a large group of people, and you know, there is absolutely no way Kate and I are involved in this abduction.
These are actually Amelie's pyjamas. They're the same, but obviously they're smaller. The top is a pink top, and it has the character Eeyore on and short sleeves. And the bottom, they are white with a small floral pattern, and Eeyore again on the bottom right of the leg. So these are actually, apart from the size and the button at the back, which Madeline's doesn't have, these are actually the pyjamas that Madeline was wearing when she was taken.
And everything we have done has been by taking counsel from experts around us, but we were advised that generally raising awareness of a disappearance will help in the search for that person. It helped Kate and I, and we have taken strength, not just from the people who have supported us, but we have taken strength ourselves by being...
See, slow blink. He does a lot of looking to his left. Like he's looking what to say. He's like, don't know, he doesn't look comfortable. But the slow blinkerage, watch this.
The people who have supported us, but we have taken strength ourselves by being active in the search. And I think, you know, if we had, for example, stayed indoors, locked ourselves away, and just waited and waited and waited for a month, we would be shells of the people we are.
Yeah, see that? Ever so slightly. Slow it down and watch as he pulls up.
Shells
the right,
of the people
as we're looking at it on his mouth. The right, ready? There. See that? That was micro, but yeah. That was definitely a sign.
People we are.
And the slow blink. Slight pull back. The only time they actually look comfortable in that interview, or look relaxed, should we say, is when they're doing the clothing. At that point, they seemed all right. But
there's absolutely no...
This is where he gets a bit... Let me put it back to normal speed so you can see it. But he gets annoyed outside a Lisbon court.
There's absolutely no evidence that Madeleine is dead.
But then you hear...
Let me finish, please. There's absolutely no evidence that Madeleine is dead, and there's absolutely no evidence that we were involved in her disappearance. Well, that is the conclusion. That is the conclusion of the...
See, Kate was trying to say something, and Jerry's just started going up on one. But even that, you can see he's getting a bit...
Process. And that's what we're here debating. The conclusions of the process versus the conclusions of the book.
So they
are not the same.
The conviction of the inspectors.
Why would we be shocked? We're not denying the existence. Why would we be shocked? We're not denying the existence of the dogs or anything else. It's evidence we're interested in. There is no evidence that Madeleine is dead.
Jerry,
that is what you heard yesterday. You heard that, didn't you?
This is just raking up old ground, isn't it, Jerry?
No. Today we are here.
But the police...
No, hang on. They're not raking up. This is a legal...
It's not for you, you're right.
This is a legal process that we're going through to protect our daughter and our family.
But there's nothing new being said by the police,
Of course there's not. And that's the point. You know, we're looking for new information to help the search. The question, of course, is who is looking for Madeleine, who has been looking for Madeleine over the last 2 years? And that is us in our investigation team.
Mr. Averell said to me...
Kate and Jerry, thank you for joining us on Sky.
There's a few signs there, but it's not the best quality of video again. But what can you do? But right, this one is 10th of August. I think this is a bit longer, but we'll do a bit of this one and then Happy Days. But I think it's like 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes. But seeing someone when, like Jerry, like when they're angry and that's normally good because the barriers are down, they're angry. You start, you're more prone to do whatever you do, and you can pick up more signals of what's going on. But I do struggle with the quality of the actual videos. You can't even sort of say zoom in because they're pixelated and that. It does make it a bit harder. But I mean, you can see what I can see. So, like I say, I'm not professional, so there's probably lots that I miss. But obviously, I don't want to sort of keep you guys on here for hours on end. I'm good at that. Verbal diarrhea, mate. But even when he's angry, like there are things going on with his face, but you need to sort of slow it down, watch it again. And that's what I would do in my own time. Maybe, you can rewind and you'll go through it and pause it and you'll see that there's certain things in his face that you just think, is he believing what he's saying? Or is he sort of confused at, like, because you're angry, you can actually talk with anger rather than more of a controlled tempo. Kate did try to jump in maybe twice there, but he just carried on.
Over the past 100 days, you've conducted a phenomenal awareness campaign, which has led to various possible sightings, which have later been dismissed. Just take us through the emotional experience you go through from the moment that someone says, I'm definite that I've seen Madeleine, to when it's discounted.
I mean, the main thing for us is knowing if the sighting is credible or not, really. To be honest, we don't go through that emotional roller coaster with regards to the sightings. You know, the only thing that we'll be happy for is when we know it's definitely Madeleine.
They don't with the sightings. That's a bit weird. We don't go through that with the sightings, but if that was possibly your daughter, you would, unless you knew otherwise.
But we don't go through the ups and downs of that. I mean, the reassuring thing for us is that it implies that people are still looking for Madeleine, and that's really important and encouraging.
Jerry wants to talk.
I think it's self-protection, really, that if you were up and down like that all the time, you just wouldn't be able to function. So it comes back, as Kate says, to the credibility.
Now, it's been a tough week for you. The Portuguese press in particular seem to be conducting what could be described as a smear campaign against you and attempting to put the blame of Madeleine's disappearance on you. Where are they getting this information from, and how do you react to it?
We don't read Portuguese, so I think that's the first thing to say, that we haven't read the accounts firsthand.
A lot of blinking.
There does seem to be a consistency this week and claims from police sources, but to be perfectly frank, we don't know how much of that is true and how much of it's speculation. What we do know is that speculation certainly doesn't help us. We know a number of the facts.
See, we know a number of the facts, and it's closed eyes, so it's really, really slow blink. I don't know where Kate's supposed to be looking or whatever, but I do find it hard with the quality of the video to see any sort of, you know, tiny little things, micro things. But if you see anything, let me know in the comments, because obviously I might be missing it. But like I say, like, you know, if I wasn't live, say I'll go super slow, like 0.5, 0.25. And I'd go through it and look, but I want to do this, like some of these I haven't never seen, so it's about time I did see, and we just have a look and see what we can come up with, you know, what we're seeing. You know, but if I'm not sure, I'm not saying anything. So you'd be like, oh yeah, you missed that bit, blah blah blah. Then yeah, tell me, because chances are either I missed it or I'm just not confident because of the quality of video. Did I see what I see? Like I say, I'd need to like really slow it down, and I'd end up keeping you all here for hours on end, and we want to get through it. Let's be real. But even with this, Kate's always very reserved, and she's always got her hand being held by Jerry. I mean, I wonder if he ever sort of like just squeezes it in order to let her know that like he's talking.
And I have not seen any evidence or know of any direct evidence to have changed our viewpoint to what we've held for the last 100 days.
The hands.
And, you know, we've said all along, and everything we've done during the last 100 days is focused on the belief.
Mouth. See, again, he's done the mouth. Watch.
During the last 100 days is focused on the belief that Madeleine was alive when she was abducted.
Slow blinking.
And certainly we were encouraged in that respect, and everything we've done is to increase the chances of her being returned.
You know, Amanda, I mean, we've been through and are going through that.
Go back, of her being returned.
We were encouraged in that respect, and everything we've done is to increase the chances of her being returned.
You know.
Returned? Sounds returned, what? Like a lost parcel? Returned? To be found? To be returned. Is that dead or alive? Seems a bit strange for her to be returned. Strange choice of words.
No, Amanda, I mean, we've been through and are going through that much pain with not having Madeleine with us, that anything that's written or said really is just a minor hurdle in comparison, and we'll ride through it. we still strongly want to do what we believe is the right thing to do, what's the right thing for Madeline, what's the right thing for us, and at the minute that is to stay. And we're not going to be bullied into going home, you know.
We've witnessed the support that you've had in Luge, but there is out there criticism, not least from your hometown, the website for the local newspaper, the comments page, a barrage of comments that were described as spiteful, of defamatory. Were you surprised by that? And how did you feel about it?
Again, I haven't actually read the comments and I have no idea who's written them.
We can't see his face at this point.
To try and raise Madeline's awareness. I don't know who the people are or what they've specifically written other than the broad terms that you've got.
Or what the motives are, because anything written like that is really unhelpful.
At the end, you know, whatever anyone thinks of our actions, ultimately, and our only focus is trying to find Madeline. And, you know, there's an innocent child missing. That's, you know, what anyone...
Well, he said saying no, he's shrugging.
Madeline is missing. And
it's the mouth movements.
Just doing our absolute best to maximise the chances of her being found.
And anything negative that's written, we've had thousands to counteract that, Amanda. I mean, you'd probably hear, but we've had that much support from people. I don't think we can say thank you enough, really. I mean, that's been so important. And that is the main thing, really, that far outweighs anything negative.
Luge itself, a very relaxed, safe-feeling resort, and obviously you felt relaxed and safe enough to leave the children to sleep while you went and ate within the complex. Is that something that you've done on other nights? Is it something you were getting from other holiday makers were doing?
Mitch?
Can't really comment about, you know, it's well known that we were dining at the tapas bar 50 yards away, and can't comment too much in terms of our patterns and our routines, given the fact that that's subject to the investigation. But
I've said before, we both said, you know, if we'd had to think for one
Why does Kate have to look at him for reassurance before she talks or when she talks?
second that this was taking a risk, it wouldn't have happened. So, I mean, I think that says how safe we felt, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredibly quiet, family orientated, incredibly close, and
shaking his head.
You know, we did feel incredibly safe.
Mouth, eyes.
And I mean, judging on the letters that I've had, I mean, I've had so many supportive letters from families, from other mothers, and they've said, Kate, you know, we've done that, we do that, you know, who'd have ever thought that something as horrible as that would happen, you know.
Oh, other people have said, you know, they've done the same and that, trying to sort of like, but even there, she's moving her head like to say no while she's talking.
Incredibly.
So did she get the letters?
Happened to us, but I think, you know, with the way we've talked about it before, it felt very similar to dining in your garden.
No, see, he done it. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Look, watch his mouth in your garden, and then he does his mouth.
I think, you know, with the way we've talked about it before, it felt very similar to dining in your garden. There,
see that? It's a little jump. You know, he's got away with that. I get out. Again, I keep saying duper's delight, whether that's
and I know that. Yeah.
The right coin of phrase.
Have you ever left a child unattended for any length of time, whether it be
you're
downstairs and the child's upstairs, or you went to the garage, you know?
And there, look there.
If we could turn back the clock, you know, and rewind, of course we would.
Yeah, we're just sorry we weren't there at that minute.
In terms of staying in Portugal, you've both said from the start that you're not going home until Madeline is safely back with you. Are you both equally as adamant about that? Because there have been some suggestions that Kate, you're the one that really wants to stay, and Jerry perhaps not so much. What do you see as the benefits of staying? And is it true that perhaps you want to stay more?
I think we both want to find Madeline, and we want to do everything possible to help. And we felt staying close to the investigation and trying to move that on and cooperate was a good thing. That's, you know, this week and the week before highlights how important that is. It's been a lot more difficult to progress things if we'd been back in the UK. I think from some practical aspects, in terms of efficiency, I could see benefits of going home, but emotionally, until we've done everything and we need to know what's happened.
Is it difficult?
There seems to be a lot more going on with Jerry than there is Kate. I can't be the only one that sees it, but his mouth, he's shrugging, he's pulling his like the mouth up, frownies.
Difficult for you seeing, because now, you know, Luge itself is it's in full swing for holiday season. Is it hard to be in your situation surrounded by people on holiday?
Swallow.
I just think every day is hard, to be honest. I don't think that's really made it any harder for me. I just think every day without Madeline is very hard.
I think earlier on I was very conscious that, you know, perhaps our grief and misery may have been affecting other people, and I was not trying to force that on them. I was conscious of that, but you know, our own kids help us keep our feet in the ground, and they give us a lot of joy, and we have to give them love and attention that they deserve as well. So, and I'm not seeing other people enjoying themselves. I don't, you know, that's the way it should be.
Now, your campaign has been unprecedented. What's next?
Well, to mark the 100 days, we'll be launching the YouTube channel called Don't You Forget About Me, which is a channel for missing children. And there's been a lot of work going on behind the scenes on that. I think it's a fantastic idea, and we're launching it in collaboration, obviously, with the International Centre for Missing and Exploited Children and Google themselves, who will be hosting it via YouTube. And
both of whom have been incredibly supportive and just welcome the idea. So,
is this an indication, going on at a wider scale like this, that
I wouldn't really care about that myself if my kid was missing.
For Madeline in any way, in that you're giving it.
Oh, we're doing a YouTube
you know,
channel.
It on
Don't
a much
care.
wider scale, rather than this just being about finding Madeline, about finding other missing children.
No, I mean, I think, you know, from quite early on, we've obviously wanted to know a little bit more about the scale of the problem, and I mean, it's massive, actually. I mean,
That it is.
I didn't realise how little I knew, really, and I think knowing that, it's very hard to turn a blind eye to it, you know, and we just felt if there was
Jerry
anything,
wants to talk again.
Obviously, you know, obviously at the minute our priority is Madeline, but we just felt if there's anything that we could do that might help other children, that might make the world that little bit, even if it's a tiny bit safer for children, then something good has come out of it.
I think it's something tangible that could benefit other people and give renewed interest to other missing kids as well, and a medium that younger people use, and tens of millions of people use YouTube. There were over 229 videos of Madeline on it already.
About 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, so it's incredible.
And Kate, finally, if Madeline could hear you now, what would you say to her?
I mean, I love you. She knows that. She knows how much I love you, how much we both love her.
And we're still looking for her.
That is weird. That is a strange one. There's a few things there that make you think. What do you think? Get in the comments and tell me. Promoting a YouTube channel, that's strange. And what would you say to her? I mean, even those sort of questions, you'll be quite more emotional. But yeah, but maybe I missed stuff. I don't know. But that's where I'm at. That's my few things. So, if anything you want to ask or say, then jump in the chat. Let me know, because now's the time to talk. But I'll be asking questions. I would be asking questions. Jerry, more than Kate on that, but it's like Kate's always looking at Jerry for reassurance of some description, and he's always holding her, like controlling her, holding her hand. But yeah, apparently there's supposed to be blooming animal bones and other things, so that won't be anything to do with Madeline. They said that originally. That's when they stopped. I mean, if that was genuinely human, they would not have stopped after just 2 or 3 days. So, you know, they would have been on that. So, if it was relevant, there would have been different actions, without a doubt. But yeah, I'll definitely be asking questions of Jerry and Kate at this current time. Just I don't know. They look uncomfortable, like, but not how they should be uncomfortable, like, because the cameras. It's actual questions. It's like the way, you know, like their facial expressions, etc., that we looked at, and that it's a bit like they're uncomfortable. At times, a bit nervous, disgust. We saw it all. It's really, I don't know. It just didn't come across as au naturel, should we call it? It just wasn't natural. But I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. But that's where I got to. There are videos. You want any more videos? Obviously, I need to find some like a higher quality, but due to the age of it is what it is. So, but any other cases? Have a check my last few videos that I posted up. The Amber Alert as well. As of I think that was Tuesday afternoon in Delaware. Nola Dinkins, only 3 years old, abducted at gunpoint. So check that video out, share it, do whatever, because she needs to be found. But are there any other cases you want me to look into, or that we can do a video about and bring it to people's attention? Anything to do with missing children, not a problem. But obviously I'll do quite a few variation in topics. I'm very open. I like to keep, I can't sort of live in one topic or one subject. I need to sort of move around, and like conspiracies and extraterrestrials, people, cults, you name it. But yeah, let me know in the comments of anything that you want to see or hear, or I'm willing to look into anything and learn anything new, of course. I'm still looking into the Ahmadi Religion of Peace, which is a cult in Crewe in the UK. I've had a few messages about that, but I need to sort of look a bit more in, 'cause it looks like the leader of that has had criminal charges brought against in Germany and the USA. So that sums up cult leaders, doesn't it? But as it regards to anything else that you want me to see, any other interviews of peoples? I don't know what I was going to say then. Persons, peoples. We can have a look. Body language or statement analysis. What they're saying, how they're saying it, and everything like that. It's not a problem. But what I'll say, obviously, please feel free to try and support my channel, because channel memberships are now available. Less than 50p a week. Bargain. Yeah, we've got a lot more coming up. We'll be looking in, obviously, crime. Crime is a big thing, isn't it? Very interesting. People interest me. I do like to watch people, hence why I decided to self-teach in the art of body language and even statement analysis. I do watch a lot of Deception Detective, but I've got to be careful, because I don't want to watch stuff of his, and then when I'm doing my video, it influences me. I don't like that. I like to watch it raw. So normally I'll find a video, do whatever, and I'll think, oh, I wonder if he's done one. And like Madeleine McCanns say on these interviews, I'll have a look later. I wonder if he's done one, and see what he said. And I'll be like, oh. And then I can monitor how good I am, or how much I've missed, or how much I saw, put it in a good spin. But let me know in the comments what, any videos to be reviewed, any interviews from said criminals, psychopaths, or whatever it is going on in the world. Yeah, I love to sit and watch people, watch them talking and how they react and everything like that. It does interest me. Like I say, anything to do with crime, cult, extraterrestrials, flat Earth. I've done a video of that, watching Simon Dan. That was good. So yeah, it's all there. Well, nice little variation. But point me in the direction that you want. That's what I say. Let me know what you want to watch, and what sort of things you want to see, and I will pull up the videos. We'll find it. I would learn, and we can all educate ourselves as we go. I think that's the best way to do it, don't you think? So happy days. So thanks to everyone who joined. Multiseti, Fred, Kay, Code Red Jew Girl, There will be an NSW at the beginning with his little wizard. It's all happy days. So until Thursday, 8 p.m, we'll be on the Julie Vandell, or however you say it. I'm going to give 10 grand to whoever can prove Julie Vandell is Madeleine McCann. And we can go all through the reasons why she's not. And then they can tell us all the reasons why apparently she is. It should be interesting. But that's Thursday, 8 p.m. So I believe that's the 12th of June. But like I said at the end of the video, and until Thursday, 8 p.m, be wizard, stay wizard. That's the wizard's words.